today's message, we have Three of Pentacles. Ooh, and the Three of Wands. Two threes. Threes and tarots have to do with creation because twos are partnership. And from the twos, the partnership, you get creation. You get something new. You get that synergy of 1 + 1 is 2, but then you get a 3, which is almost something different. And I love how these two cards seem to complement each other. So let's start with this one, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is all about exploration and expansion. And in this card, we see that with the transformation in those butterflies. You're kind of becoming something new. Maybe you're in the in-between phase where you're still kind of, in the chrysalis, where it's kind of in the becoming. And so this card is all about kind of dreaming and looking and exploring and being open to a lot of different options. This card is about creation and also team building and collaboration. And I think it's about finding your place in the collaboration, finding your role and realizing that we all have an important role and that sometimes we can get stuck in thinking that what are we doing or what's our role, or maybe we start comparing and thinking, is it important or not important compared to others? But I think in the grand scheme of things, we need to remember that we all have a role and that they're all important in their own ways. And sometimes I think, especially in our society, we can have roles and hierarchies and kind of like one's better than the other. But in the traditional deck, it's about like people building something together. And you have the architect and you have the mason and you have the person who's kind of like helping with all that. And each person, even if the architect has more degrees, the person who's actually going to be building the structure is just as important, if not more. And so it's like not more because I'm trying to say that they're all equal, but that we need to find our role and we need to start respecting our role, even if, let's say, society might not see it that way. And that's where I think this card comes in, the expansion, the dreaming, the kind of like remembering that your role that you have is not necessarily fixed. Sometimes we feel stuck in a role or we feel stuck in an identity of a role. And this one is reminding you that you can keep exploring. If you don't like your role or you don't like the way people see you or, all that, you are allowed to explore, to expand, to see different things. So today, keep that in mind and see what you can do. Are you putting yourself down in your role? If so, can you start to just see it as being an important role? And if you don't like your role, how can you expand? Where do you want to see yourself? You are allowed to dream and expand.